Hello, Panthers. Hope you're having a great day. I thought I would bring our next book reading while somebody here is taking a nap. That's Junior over there. The book I brought for you today is Train Your Dragon to Be Responsible. Boys and girls, one of the classroom Zooms I was in today was asking, how has school changed for you? And I think a big part of it is responsibility. You used to be in the classroom and your teacher held kind of a lot of that responsibility for you with the schedule, the bells, recess, and kind of moving you along. And now the responsibility is kind of falling a lot on you to get yourself moving and motivated and stay on track. So hopefully our book today and our dragons can give us some insight on what we can do to be responsible. Here we go. This book is by Steve Herman. Hello, my name is Drew. I have a dragon for a pet, and that's about as cool as a pet as anyone can get. His name is Diggery-Doo, and he doesn't scratch or bite. For a prehistoric creature, he's really quite polite. A dragon's not too tough to train. It takes no time at all. Just have a little patience and start when he is small. Diggery-Doo can sit and stay. He obeys commands, I tell him. He even takes a daily bath so we don't have to smell him. Are you taking your daily bath, boys and girls, remembering to wash those paws? But understand that dragons can be a bit resistant to lessons that are tough to learn, so you must be persistent. For instance, dragons won't admit when they've made a bad mistake, and they hate to take the blame for the choices that they make. Diggory used to wake up late and miss the bus to school. He tried to place the blame on me, which isn't very cool. It's not my fault at all, he cried. I tried my very best. You didn't wake me up, so I couldn't get up and get dressed. Another time when Diggery-Doo would not accept the blame was when he lost his temper and he breathed a little flame. Dad's favorite chair went up in smoke before we even knew it. You made me mad, said Diggery-Doo. That's what made me do it. Diggory used to interrupt when others tried to speak. He said he didn't mean to. His mouth just seemed to leak. And all the words came tumbling out when he should hold them back. That's just how I am, he cried, a talking maniac. Mother baked a chocolate cake, but when it was finished cooking, Diggory ate it all himself when no one else was looking. Don't be mad, said Diggery-Doo. You know cake is yummy. That is why I could not wait to get it in my tummy. Sometimes Diggory skipped his chores to watch some television. He'd not admit even a bit it was a bad decision. Perhaps your viewing time, I said, could use some limitation. Don't blame me, said Diggery-Doo. I can't resist temptation. Diggory teased a boy in class. Teacher sent him home from school because that's what teachers do when dragons choose to break a rule. It's not my fault, yelled Diggery-Doo. When I did something bad, I'd not have done it if he didn't make me so mad. Diggory made excuses every single time he could for all the choices that he made, which were not very good. "It's not my fault," he'd always say whenever he had blown it. "I told him when he messes up, he really ought to own it." Boys and girls, when you make a mistake, it's important that you own it and take responsibility for it. If it teaches you a lesson, a mistake is not that bad. Let's take a moment and review the lessons that you've had. Now, you set your own alarm so you're never late to school. And when you're mad, you count to 10 and let your temper cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've learned to practice self-control so you can do what's right, like wait your turn to speak and not eat cake in just one bite. You turn the TV off until you've done what you must do, and you're careful what you say, no matter what's been said to you. Diggory thought for a moment. Then he said, "Now, I think it's true that life is so much better when I own the things that I do. Now it's much more careful of the choices that I make, and I carefully consider all the chances that I take." We all make mistakes, I said. We've all committed some wrongs, and we make poor decisions. Place the blame where it belongs. Just take responsibility and do not be afraid to admit that you're at fault for the errors you have made. "I'm sorry." Whenever you've done something that you really ought not to do, don't put the blame on someone else. Admit that it was you. The next time when you're tempted to do what you should not, you'll remember how that felt and the lesson that it taught. A mistake is not a bad thing. I think you now can see if it teaches you a lesson of a better way to be. This is one of many things I've taught to do, Diggory do. If it's good for little dragons, then it's good for children too. Boys and girls, that was the end. I want you to take a minute with your family now at home and think about things that you've done maybe today or this week. And do you need to take responsibility for something maybe that was a mistake and say sorry for it? It's really important that you take a minute and think about that, because if it was truly a mistake, we can learn from it so we don't do it again. Because oftentimes we hurt the people that are closest to us because we're around them a lot, especially right now. So take a minute, apologize, give that person a hug, a high five, and have a great day, Panthers. The choice is yours. Bye.